Hello friends, welcome back in this video session of heat transfer subject. In today's video lecture, we will learn analysis of heat exchanger. In that, we will cover only one method today, that is LMTD method, logarithmic mean temperature difference. My name is Mr. S.V. Kumbar, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadra, Chalkaranji. So in the analysis of heat exchanger, for designing or predicting the performance of heat exchanger, it is necessary that total heat transfer may be related with its governing parameters. That is, we already have learned Q is equal to UA delta T, right? Q is equal to UA delta T. So these are the governing parameter. First one, overall heat transfer coefficient. Second, total surface area of heat exchanger and inlet and outlet temperature. Heat exchanger usually operate for long period of time without change of their operating condition. For example, in sugar mills also. From the first law of thermodynamics, the rate of heat transfer from hot fluid must be equal to the rate of cold fluid. That is, the amount of heat carried away by hot fluid, cold fluid must be equal to cold fluid. So QH must be equal to QC. Okay. So logarithmic mean temperature difference, LMTD, is defined as that temperature difference, if constant, would give the same rate of heat transfer as actually occurs under the variable condition of temperature difference. So logarithmic mean temperature difference is defined as that temperature difference which, if constant, would give the same rate of heat transfer as actually occur under variable condition of temperature difference. With the help of LMTD, the value of temperature at any length of heat exchanger or vice versa is easily available. But before going to start with this LMTD, we will assume some things. First, the overall heat transfer coefficient U is constant. Second, the flow conditions are steady. Steady state is that state where all the fluid properties do not change with respect to time. So, as hot fluid and cold fluid flow, we will assume both the flows are steady. Third assumption, which is related to specific heat and mass flow rate. The specific heats and mass flow rates of both the liquids are assumed to be constant. Next assumption is related to heat loss. There is no heat loss from system to surrounding or from surrounding to system. There is no change of phase of fluid, means when there is a transfer of heat energy from hot fluid to cold fluid should not change its phase, means both fluid remain in the same phase. The changes in kinetic energy and potential energy are negligible, and axial conduction is negligible. These are the few assumptions made in LMTD method. So first, logarithmic mean temperature difference for parallel flow. So observe first figure. So when hot fluid flows from left to right, at the same time when cold fluid is allowed to flow through annulus region, so heat transfer, heat exchange takes place between hot fluid to cold fluid through the wall of inner tube, and hence cold fluid becomes hotter and hot fluid will become colder, right? So in the graph, the temperature drop versus area is shown. Upper curve shows that the temperature variation with respect to length, and lower curve shows the temperature variation of cold fluid as it increases from inlet to exit, right? Let's say THI, we will denote TH and TC for hot and cold fluid respectively. Let's say CH is equal to heat capacity of hot fluid and CC is the heat capacity of cold fluid, and heat capacity is the product of mass flow rate multiplied by specific heat of that particular fluid. Now consider a parallel flow double pipe heat exchanger as shown in figure. Let's say the temperature theta between hot and cold fluid exists and which is large at inlet of heat exchanger, and it decreases exponentially. So in the figure also delta TH, delta T in and delta T out is shown here. Here it is delta T in and here it is delta T out. Here it is shown. The temperature of hot fluid decreases and that of cold fluid increases. Both curves shows. Now let us consider an elementary cross sectional area dA. Consider, we will focus on this area only, dA. So the rate of flow of heat through this elemental area is given as dQ is equal to U into dA into TH minus TC. It is UA delta T, right? So U into dA into TH minus TC. This is the small heat drop across that small elementary area. So dQ is equal to minus mH CPH dTH. It is mCp dt. We also know that heat transfer can be also calculated by the formula mCp dt. So through this elemental area, small elemental area, heat will be rejected to cold fluid and heat will be absorbed by the cold fluid, right? So from the thermodynamics point of view, when the heat is rejected, it is considered as negative. When the heat is absorbed or supplied, heat is considered as positive, right? So here whatever I mentioned, it is given. Let us consider an elemental area dA of heat exchanger. So dQ is the amount of heat transfer through this small area, elemental area. So dQ is equal to UdA TH minus TC, that is equal to UdA delta T. As a result of heat transfer dQ is equal to minus mCp dt, that is for hot fluid. Heat will be rejected from hot fluid, so minus sign is written, minus mH, H stands for hot fluid, minus mH CPH dTH, which is equal to mC CPC dTc, which will be equal to U dA TH minus TC. So dTH is equal to, just rearranging equation number 5, dTH is equal to minus dQ upon mH CPH, that is equal to minus dQ upon CH, and dTc is equal to dQ upon Cc, where Cc is heat capacity for cold fluid and CH is the heat capacity for hot fluid. Now dTH minus dTc is equal to minus dQ into bracket 1 upon CH plus 1 upon Cc. So dTH means it is the temperature difference between hot and cold fluid, which is a very small, that's why d theta is written. D theta is equal to minus dQ into bracket 1 upon CH plus 1 upon Cc. Substituting the value of d theta from equation 5, here this is the equation 5, we will get d theta as it is. Instead of dq, we will write it as u dA th minus tc. So minus u dA Th minus Tc into bracket 1 upon Ch plus 1 upon Cc. So on solving, d theta is equal to minus u dA theta into bracket 1 upon Ch plus 1 upon Cc. Taking theta to left side, we will get d theta upon theta is equal to minus u dA 1 upon Ch plus 1 upon Cc. And we are going to find out heat transfer from inner part to outer part here across the length, right? So that's why we will integrate this from area 0 to area entire area. So integration from 1 to 2 d theta upon theta is equal to minus 1 upon Ch plus 1 upon Cc, that is a constant, integration from 0 to a u dA, and after solving this we will get ln theta 1 upon theta 2 is equal to minus ua 1 upon Ch plus 1 upon Cc. Total heat transfer rate between two fluids are given as Q is equal to Ch Th1 minus Th2, which is equal to Cc Tc2 minus Tc1. Therefore 1 upon Ch is equal to Th1, just solve this, 1 upon Ch is equal to Th1 minus Th2 upon Q, and 1 upon Cc will be equal to Tc2 minus Tc1 upon Q. So on solving, we will get ln theta 2 upon theta 1 is equal to minus ua into bracket replacing the value of 1 upon Ch and 1 upon Cc as Th1 minus Th2 upon Q plus Tc2 minus Tc1 upon Q. Take this negative sign inside and solve this bracket, we will get ua upon Q Th2 minus Tc2 minus Th1 minus Tc1, which is nothing but ua upon Q theta 2 minus theta 1. Therefore Q is equal to ua theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln theta 2 minus theta 1. Now Q is equal to ua theta m, where theta m is known as LMTD, that is logarithmic mean temperature difference, and logarithmic mean temperature difference is calculated by the formula theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln theta 2 by theta 1, or you can go for other formula also, which is equal to theta 1 minus theta 2 upon ln theta 1 upon theta 2. This is the heat transfer analysis for parallel flow heat exchanger. We can calculate the amount of heat transfer between two fluids by the formula ua into theta m. Similarly, we can derive LMTD for counter flow heat exchanger. So figure A shows flow arrangement, that is counter flow arrangement. If you observe temperature distribution along its length, as the hot fluid flows from left to right, its temperature will change with respect to this upper graph, right? So here the temperature variation takes place. But as the cold fluid flows through outer region in opposite direction, the colder fluid, its temperature changes with respect to this. So this will be our theta 1, this will be our theta 2. Now use the previous method, that is consider an elemental area. Here this is the elemental area, just focus on that elemental area. the heat will be rejected from hot fluid to cold fluid. That heat will be considered as negative, and the heat which is absorbed by cold fluid, which will be considered as positive. Here dq is equal to u dA Th minus Tc, that is u into dA delta T. So in order to balance the heat from both the fluids over the differential area dA, so dq is equal to mH Cph dTh, which is equal to minus mc Cpc dTc. For a counterflow heat exchanger, the temperature of both the fluid decreases in the direction of heat exchanger. Therefore, dTh is equal to minus dq upon mH Cph, which is equal to dq upon minus ch, and dTc is equal to minus dq upon mH Cpc. mc Cpc is equal to minus dq upon cc. Therefore, dTh minus dTc is equal to minus dq into bracket 1 upon ch minus 1 upon cc. This derivation is very similar to previous. Only the thing is, here dTc and dTh both have negative sign. So d theta is equal to minus dq into bracket 1 upon ch minus 1 upon cc. Put the value of dq, we will get d theta is equal to minus dA Th minus Tc into bracket 1 upon ch minus 1 upon cc. So apply the same steps as that we had applied in previous derivation, integrating this equation within limits 0 to a, we will get ln theta 2 upon theta 1 is equal to minus ua 1 upon ch minus 1 upon cc. So getting value for 1 upon ch, it will be th1 minus th2 upon q, and 1 upon cc tc2 minus tc1 upon q. Substituting the value of 1 upon ch and 1 upon cc, we will get the final equation q is equal to ua theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln theta 2 upon theta 1, where theta m is known as LMTD for counterflow heat exchanger. Thank you very much.